Mill. I should probably update the stream deck really quick. This is a deck that we've played a bunch before on this stream. If you haven't seen it before, this is the exact deck list that you can find on my website. My website not only has preferred iterations of deck lists of mine that we've played a bunch in the past, but it also has YouTube playlists embedded where you can find lots of us playing it in the past. This is one we probably have close to a dozen leagues at this point. That's definitely a fan favorite. So one of the things I always like to highlight for new people when they see this deck type is that Turbo Mill, an archetype where you're just trying to get your opponent's deck to 0 as quickly as possible, is that that doesn't really work in Modern. Being a Turbo Mill deck is too slow against a lot of the other linear degenerate decks that exist in the format. So what this deck is looking to do is that through tools like Ensnaring Bridge and Assassin's Trophy and Fatal Push and Collective Brutality, we're trying to slow our opponents down by being interactive so we can eventually win the game with a mill strategy after we're a little bit of a control deck. Wraithmorn tier 2s cannot add new decks to the queue, unfortunately. They just get to bump something up that's in there every month. This game's pretty good. It's got a crab on one. It's got some cheap interaction. So worth noting is that Mission Briefing can flash back Archive Trap for its alternative casting cost of free, rather than Snapcaster Mage, which has to pay 5. So the way Snapcaster Mage and Mission Briefing are worded, they're worded slightly differently. It's looking like we're going to be blue-black mill here for a hot second. Burn can be a tougher matchup. Having Fatal Push and Collective Brutality in our opener should go a long way, though. You are side flop, and thank you. I will definitely get something added. You know what? Let's go ahead and add Ross's deck. We'll use that tier 3 and then Wraithmorn's tier 2 to add Ross's deck. It's good. It's nice to play good decks on occasion. Get that added in there after today. Thank you for the gift to Rooney, SCTR. I appreciate it. We play good decks on the stream every once in a while. Every once in a while. We 5-0'd with Elves yesterday. Thank you very much. Boop that on the nose. Hedron Crab, unfortunately, a little bit awkward how things are lining up for us here. It might just be getting binned to this Collective Brutality, honestly. I mean, the best way to start streaming is to just do it. In the words, what's that poster? The Shia LaBeouf was the Just Do It meme that went around for a while. Just fire on up. It's free to start streaming on Twitch. I think I'm bidding the trap since they know about it. Take their Skullcrack away. The sweet Modern deck is basically dealer's choice for Modern memes for the next couple weeks. Now, the briefing could flash back the Collective Brutality, which we might need to do. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, maybe, Captain. What should I prefer, Hardened Scales or Standard Affinity? I prefer Hardened Scales because it grinds a little bit better. Traditional Affinity is a little bit more aggressive, but Hardened Scales like grinds people out nicely. Goalie actually cheered a giant pile of bits to put in a bunch of dealer's choice decks for me to pick out memes. So I just have to like take 4 here to kill this. Feels really bad. Oh, you know what? I probably should have gotten another Black Source. Yeah, I agree, Lorgoyf, most likely. Man, what am I even looking for at this point? I think Search for Azcanta qualifies. I'd like to recast this Collective Brutality. I can escalate this from my bin. So I'm going to end up at 10 here. They have a Rift Bolt suspended. They have a Lightning Bolt in hand. They keep drawing spells. It's probably not going to be a good scene for us. We need them to brick off a little bit here. So a good chance we're dead this turn, though. Hey, Renzix, thank you for the 3-month resub. Welcome back. I appreciate that. Yeah, one of the things I always mention to people when they ask me about getting started streaming is don't quit your day job. 2, don't expect it to become anything big overnight. I've been a Twitch partner for almost 4 years now, probably about 4 years actually. And I was streaming, obviously I was streaming even before I was a Twitch partner, because obviously you need to be streaming a bit to get partner status. So, Brutality's great, Crypt Incursion's great. Fatal Push is fine. Surgical Extractions are not good in this matchup. Mesmeric Orb's a little slow. I think that's fine. We don't quite have enough artifacts and enchantments of our own to warrant bringing in Nature's Claim. I don't think I want to trim Azcanta, but I also don't want to bring in a third. Having this in the late game once we stabilize a little bit to help us find ways to close the game is powerful, I think. Nah, I don't think Darkness is quite good enough. They don't always have a lot of creatures in play. Yeah, Artifact's okay. I like Artifact as a game. It's just not particularly great for content. The content I've done for it has had mixed reception so far. I'm probably going to end up streaming some more Artifact after I get back from the Invitational, just because I'm kind of playing it anyways, but I don't know that's going to be a regular part of the stream. If it becomes popular, it'll probably become a regular part of the stream. Like, I'll add more hours, but for now, I'm just mostly playing it in my off time. I mean, what do I want more than Bridge? Like, do I want Darkness over Bridge? Seems like not amazing, but it's fine. I get to fetch Breeding Pool, and then I can cast Assassin's Trophy and search for Azcanta. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it too, Slayers. Like, getting an initial audience is the hardest part on Twitch for sure. There's a lot of people that have regulars that they go to. Like, the reason why I was able to springboard even to start was because of the small amount of notoriety I had from the SCG tour. You guys want to get Azcanta going ASAP here? Yep. I think I'm okay with that. That's going to turn into milling 6 cards with the Hedron Crab. gonna go ahead and trophy this now because I really prefer they don't save it with Boros Charm. I almost always host someone playing the same format that I'm streaming when I sign off. If I don't have anybody else lined up, I'm always happy to host new people. Give them a chance to get some people in front of them. I just won the RPTQ with Scales, and my testing was basically watching your YouTube videos and pausing a lot to figure out what to do. Nice, Moors. Congrats. Good luck at the Pro Tour. Oh, yeah, I should have trapped them. Sorry. It's fine. We have a Field of Ruin. We're not in a huge rush. We're dead anyways. It doesn't matter. Do 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 do. There's just a lot of burn in Modern in general. We do hit burn. We hit burn most leagues. Like, 1 out of 5 is not. Yeah, the burn matchup's really bad for this deck. Any deck that doesn't have an efficient clock is a bad burn matchup. This deck definitely doesn't have a super efficient clock. So the easiest way, and this is the way the easiest way to describe burn when people ask about, or mill when people ask about his matchups, the easiest way to figure out if Mill's going to have a reasonable shot in a given matchup is you have to ask yourself the question, is Surgical Extraction a live card or is Ensnaring Bridge a live card? And if either of those two cards are good in a matchup, the matchup's usually okay for Mill. However, against Burn, both Surgical and Ensnaring Bridge both leave a lot to be desired, so we can't really use them efficiently in the matchup. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Awesome to see over 1,100 people here for Modern. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Glad I didn't scare you away. I stream Magic full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing a ton of Constructed. I play Modern on Magic Online. I also play Standard on Magic Arena. If you find yourself enjoying my stuff and you want to help keep me here, please consider subscribing to my channel. I love what I do here, but the reason I'm able to do it as a job day in and day out is because of all my wonderful subs. They quite literally keep me employed. By subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my really wonderful sponsors. Harry's Razors would love to help you get that nice, close, clean shave using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/shave. You can save $5 on your brand new starter kit with them. Cardsteer.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly to the players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artwork they have on their website, such as my wonderful Hoaglandia branded merchandise. Speaking of Hoaglandia, I'd like to welcome everyone here today. Thanks for hanging out. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your day here with us. Head on into our second match with Mill here after getting beat up by Burn a little bit. The Burn matchup might be one that I just start conceding. I don't think we've won the Burn matchup in like the last 4 or 5 times we've played it. It's pretty impossible with this deck. Hoping to play against things like Tron or Dredge or Aether Vial decks, usually pretty okay because Ensnaring Bridge is good against them. I like your Grixis Dragons list. I wonder if there's a video or sideboard guide for it. There's a bunch of videos with the Grixis Dragons deck. In fact, if you look on my website, all the deck lists that are on my website have YouTube playlists embedded under them with me spending time playing the deck. If I have a sideboard guide or article for a deck, it'll be linked on the page, but I don't have articles for everything up there. Yeah, looks like white-black Eldrazi. The Aether Vials actually make this Mesmeric Orb a little bit worse. The Phoenix deck was actually really sweet. Felt really powerful. Thanks for the great content. Put this towards some Eldrazi or current players. Going on, J Peach. Thanks for the 3-month free sub. I think we might be dead, chat. What are my thoughts on Eldrazi taxes in Modern? I think it's kind of clunky and inefficient overall. I think the tools that it has to be interactive with the format tend to leave a lot to be desired because of how much mana they cost, and you're very prone to things that are more efficient getting underneath you. This is just like, this archetype is one that's like incredibly popular that people are like always playing, and it's just like always consistently mediocre. Are you playing any Ultimate Master Sealed? Nope, we're a constructed stream. Unless someone gives me a giant pile of money to play limited for some reason, we're all constructed here all the time. Pretty much all the decks we play on this stream are ones that people have sent in donations to see, so anytime I'm not spending playing their decks is time taking away from that. They could be mono white, actually, yeah. So they bind a Sheffet Dunes and a Phyrexian Revoker, which kind of implies to me that they don't have access to another color. What problem are you solving by playing Crypt Incursion, the main deck, Varventi? What issue do we have that you're envisioning solving by doing that? I'm gonna move along here. We're not getting Thought Not Seared twice a turn every turn. What's going on, Ty Craig? I'll be here. Well, I guess I'll be here for some of it. I will be gone for 5 days. I need to figure out exactly what I'm doing over Christmas. One of the nice things about the holidays for me is that Jake's non-daycare school, his preschool, his official preschool, won't be in session, so I'll be able to stream like 9 to 5 most days, or 8 to 5. I plan to continue streaming Modern as long as people support my content for Modern stuff. No reason to do different. As long as there's a demand for it, it'll be here. If Modern's not your thing, that's okay. I do standard stuff too. It's okay to not watch everything I make. Different strokes for different folks. One of the best things about Magic is how many different ways it can appeal to different people. Mostly harmless. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime sub. Welcome. So we're shipping your Bezo bucks this way. Orb plus Crypt Incursions, like okay in the opener. If the opponent has a fast Thought Not Seer, we can maybe get annoyed. So Modern is Magic's non-rotating format. If you're familiar with Hearthstone, it would be equivalent to Hearthstone's wild format. If you're familiar with Pokemon, it'd be equivalent to their expanded format. What non-rotating means is that unlike in Standard, where eventually cards leave and are no longer legal, in Modern, the format just keeps getting bigger, as opposed to things leaving it. Hey, Lil McNugget, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. So we're shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. So Mesmeric Orb makes my opponent bury a card every time they untap something. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You think they'll bring the Modern format to the Arena platform? I do not think so. I think there's a lot of cards in Magic's older formats that just won't translate well to something like Arena. It's one of the reasons why Magic Online is so clunky. I think we'll see a new non-rotating format come to, for people that are new and don't understand why I'm conceding, my opponent's card, Leonin Arbiter here, makes it so their Ghost Quarters just turn into Strip Mines, so they're going to go ahead and destroy 2 of my lands, which will no longer allow me to play Magic the Gathering, and since I can't continue to play Magic the Gathering, I'm going to go ahead and concede. Hey, Sesamato, thank you for the 17-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. That was a cheeky Prime sub to support your Modern content. Well, thank you, Mostly Harmless. Where do you think the new non-rotating format will start? Either Shadows over Innistrad or Ixalan would be my 2 bets. If you lose match 3, do I drop the league? Yeah, generally speaking. Libapy XD, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good Monday wherever you're at. Had a good weekend. Did you see MTG Goldfish's quasi-duplicate experimental frenzy list? I did not. Quasi-duplicate's a sweet card, though. I don't know. Honestly, I think I'd be happier if they didn't include Kaladesh and Amonkhet. The artifact sets are always messed up. Can we just, like, never go back to an artifact block again? That would probably be good for everyone involved in Magic. Nah, probably not. You have enough clones in that deck already, Ozar, and you just, like, want your clones to get hit by Collective Company. Temple Garden, Birds of Paradise, the most unassuming start in Modern. Someone asked about the 5th card issue. The timeline on addressing the 5th card issue for Magic Arena was not promising. They said something really absurd like Q1 of 2019. So still going to be a while yet. I'm gonna take their resto away here. Take a peek at their hand. The surgicals aren't doing anything else anyways. No, I think they're just playing green-white taxes. We're just, like, firmly in the, yeah, they're actually just playing green-white taxes. We're just, like, in the Leon and Arbiter bracket. Oh, they're playing green-white evolution. Cute. They have 2 Knight of Autumns and Eldritch Evolution to take away our copies of, Ensnaring Bridge. And then they have an Eternal Witness in their hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and surgical their Eternal Witnesses too here. For those who aren't familiar with how this card works and how surgical works, me searching my opponent's deck with surgical extraction does not enable Archive Trap to work. So I can't surgical my opponent and then Archive Trap them. That's not how that interacts. With surgical, this explicitly states my opponent has to have searched their library, whereas surgical extraction, I'm searching their library. It's an important distinction. It's funny, Field of Ruin is actually lethal here. Oh, actually, if they crack this fetch, they die. They could have chosen not to search with the trophy, but you're right, they likely would have searched. Nah, playing around Archive Trap's not ghosting. I actually have them dead anyways here, because if I Archive Trap them during their main phase, it doubles up thanks to Fraying Sanity. So this does 26, this mills them for 26, and this next one will also mill them for 26. Yeah, we're fine. Their clock is absurdly slow. Surgical is pretty bad here. Crypt Incursion is beautiful. Bontu's is beautiful. You're not wrong, dupers. You're not wrong. Yeah, Fog seems fine. Collective Brutality seems a little bit slow. I think I like this board plan. Trap's a little awkward. They don't search that much. And I'm pretty sure this is a keep, right? Jeff, I qualified for the P2 through RPTQ in Modern. Just want to say thanks for making such quality Modern content. As someone that does a full-time desk job and not enough to play Paper Magic, I always liked your content. Honestly helps me both in the loop and on the grinding horse. Thanks for the support. Congrats on making it to the PT. Good luck there. Are the RPTQs for this weekend, they're for PT Cleveland, right? One of America's greatest destination locations, Cleveland. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Drew Carey, yep. Pro Tour Cleveland. At least it's not Detroit. They are not playing. Oh, I guess they do have Eldrazi in their deck. Yeah, maybe Burgle. They have Evolutions in their deck. They had a bunch of Restoration Angels and stuff last game. Nothing's like really bad about Cleveland. It's just like completely unexciting. It's like It's like just random Midwest cities don't have like a ton of appeal or character to them. It's like, if you wanted to like show someone the greatest that the United States had to offer, you just like wouldn't take them to like Cleveland. Cleveland is solidly one of the 75 best cities in the 50 United States of America. Yep. As a Magic player, I like my cities unexciting. It's not like I'm leaving the convention center anyways. Touche. If you're like me, you can rank most of the cities in the country based on the quality of their convention centers. And Cleveland's is just like, okay. I've been there once or twice before. I think the two best convention centers in the country are probably Columbus and Indianapolis. They're both really good. Yeah, Columbus has a great convention center. I haven't been to any of the West Coast cities. Yeah, Columbus not only has North Market across the street, but like the Columbus Convention Center just has like food in it that isn't overpriced. There's just like places like Subway with normal prices in it that are very reasonable. Dougal, I think it's Dougal. Thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. Thanks for shipping your fun bucks this way again this month. Subway next to GP's always run out of bread. Often happens. Yeah, like I'm gonna push here, and then like if they save it with Resto, I'll just like untap and Bontus again. I just want to get my hand empty, right? Like I have this bridge in my hand, so I don't mind like being a little bit aggressive here with my stuff. It's a good draw. Get to do this into this. Have I been to the Roanoke Convention Center? Yeah, the Roanoke Convention Center is one of those awful places where they like literally like go through your backpack to try and pull outside snacks and food out of it. And then like on top of going through your backpack to pull outside food and drink out of it, what they offer inside the convention center is just atrocious. I don't know if that's changed since I've been there. The last time I went to an invitational there was summer of 2017, so it's been a year and a half. But when I went there, it was not a great one. I am hyped for the invitational there, but their convention center leaves a bit to be desired, in my opinion. I think Fatal Push would be playable if it didn't have Revolt. Yeah, it'd be playable, but it'd be less good. It probably wouldn't be the easy 4-of that it is in a lot of places. Can confirm they require you to open your bag and bottle of waters were $6 at SCGCon earlier this year. Sounds rancid. Yeah, in my opinion, the worst convention centers are the ones that don't let you bring in outside food or drink. Especially when they don't offer a reasonable alternative. Like, I'm a vegetarian too, so like there's a lot of places that like don't let you bring stuff in and like also don't have any good options for me to eat. I hope the opponent ulabogs you right now. You're the worst, Burgle. I mean, finding food at most major restaurants isn't a big deal. Like, all the chain sit-down restaurants usually have a lot of good vegetarian options. And a lot of the fast food places do too. Like, Burger King and White Castle both have a veggie burger. And, like, Taco Bell is super vegetarian friendly. What you got, opponent? All right, so this is probably getting Knight of Autumn to destroy an Ensnaring Bridge. Search for Azcanta. Okay, interesting. They have a Restoration Angel. Yeah, looks like Resto. Tilt. That's fine. We'll Bontu's next turn. I've been a vegetarian for a little over a decade. I stopped eating meat when I moved out of my parents' house at 17. It seemed incredibly rude of me to like tell my mother I wasn't going to eat the food she prepared. So while I never really cared for meat, I didn't stop eating it until I was making my own meals. What was my reason for becoming a vegetarian? I don't like the taste of meat. We did not cash Squid Squad. We lost a really close game 3 in the last match, which was unfortunate, but happens. How hard do you think being a vegetarian would be if you didn't like beans? It's not too bad. There's a lot of good like dairy and like peanuts and protein, stuff like that, nut proteins. Throw these bits towards Ross's Is It Phoenix deck as well. Thank you, Wraithmorn. We'll probably get to that one pretty quick because tier 3 plus 10 puts it at puts it pretty high up. That was a $50 donation for a legacy deck. Did my parents mind when I became a vegetarian? Why would my parents mind? No, I mean, like, I actually often try a piece of meat once every year or so just to make sure, like, I still don't care for chicken and still don't care for steak and stuff like that. And most of the time it's just like, nah, this just doesn't taste very good. They're down to 18 cards in their deck. We're at 14. Probably going to trophy this Thragtusk. I guess I am leaving myself open to them having a Restoration Angel here. Mom, Dad, I'm a vegetarian. They told me they loved me anyways, and they gave me a big hug. Man, if your parents disassociated with you, if you told them you were a vegetarian, they probably weren't worth having in your life to begin with. Those are some messed up people. Yeah, the upkeep was probably the ideal time for that trophy. Exposed us the least to Restoration Angel. Yeah, my timing there was subpar. Uh-oh. That's Eldrazi Displacer and an Eternal Witness. Alright. I don't think this is enough because, like, next turn they get to pick up Knight of Autumn and like destroy all my artifacts and enchantments here, but I'm not dead on board, so like if I rip a Glimpse the Unthinkable, we could be okay here. Oh, my opponent messed up. They could have gotten 2 things back here. So if they didn't have a way to destroy this Fraying Sanity, they would mill out at their end of turn here, but they return Knight of Autumn to their hand. People are scared of things that are different. That's why there's so much hate in the world. If people could just be like, you're different from me, but that's okay, it doesn't impact me, and you're like a decent person, like, who cares? But that's not how society works. People are terrified of things that are different than them. Brings out the worst in a lot of folks. Yeah, we got a couple of draws here. We've got Glimpse the Unthinkable. I think Glimpse is actually the only one that's lethal on our deck at the moment. What a kick in the teeth. What a kick in the teeth. Actually milled double dubs Glimpse the Unthinkable. Actually milled dubs Glimpse the Unthinkable. Chat, they have Eldrazi Displacer and Night of Autumn. They have Eldrazi Displacer and Night of Autumn. They have Eldrazi Displacer and Night of Autumn. All of our things are dead. They're all dead. Pack them up in a box and throw them in the garbage. What do they have? God, Crypt Incursion would have been sweet there too. Crypt Incursion would have bought us some time. The extra kick in the teeth was just like the double glimpse, or the double glimpse off the top. Just like, woof. Nexus, thanks for the 8-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Can we get a Night of Autumn remix, right? Man, this hand is more than good. It's great. This hand's like fantastic, right? If you like hit, their deck's not particularly fast, so just like being on a Turbo Mill plan is like fine here. There's a lot of decks where Turbo Mill just can't race in Modern. This is not one of them, however. The opponent's deck is just incredibly slow. If we get to curve like Crab into Orb into Fraying Sanity, their deck's gonna get real empty real fast. Favorite basic land art? I actually really like the OG World Wake ones that I play with on Magic Online. I also like the Unhinged, or yeah, Unhinged is the second unset. The second unset ones are ones I like in paper. If you can't raise Turbo Mill, what are you doing with your life? You're not wrong. Archives traps, that clunky here. The artifacts or enchantments are even clunkier. Why are they clunkier? Because my opponent can remove them? Should I not play creatures because they play Path to Exile? Like, we're not going to blank my opponent's enchantment removal. Like, my opponent is almost always going to have targets for that. That card literally just turned off 3/4 of my hand. Yeah, I know we have trophies. Just doesn't feel good. Like that could give them the means to race what we're doing, depending on what their follow-up is. I'm gonna send an important message here. I guess attacking with the crab technically made me mill one more card, so it wasn't worth it. Look at that professionalism. All right, hopefully their graveyard fills up back up quickly here so these Crypt Incursions can be live. Worth it because we milled right to trophy. It's funny because it's true. Yeah, I should block the Blades Placer. It's a 1/1. I don't know, maybe they have something that gives it -1/-1. I splashed Pontiff in that deck before. You think this game's over? I don't know. Like, they've only got 20 cards in their deck. Like, they're milling what? They're milling 7, 8, they're milling 14 cards this turn. Like, if they don't play another Rest in Peace this turn, like, these Crypt Incursions are probably going to win us the game, right? Oh, if I blocked, they could have Worshipped. That's a good call. Or Townshipped. So I have to block a 3/3 here, so I don't die to the Gavany Township activation. And I actually did the Path to Exile here. Yeah, they could have Townshipped last turn, right? I think we've actually won, right? Y'all ready for this Crypt Incursion? Are y'all ready for this Crypt Incursion? Y'all ain't never seen a Crypt Incursion this good before. There is one magic card in their deck. One Magic the Gathering card. Gobble gobble. I should likes to gain some life. 39. Ship it. All right, chat. We're on the scoreboard. This is it. This is the rally. Don't call it a comeback. Hey, Mr. Ani, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. I was very impressed by the play where you attacked with Crab to mill to the trophy to turn out Crypt Incursion. What's going on, Gully? I do my best. Think of Unmoored Ego as Surgical Extractions 5 and 6 for when you really want to extract people. I mean, like, they didn't really have an option to play around Crypt Incursion, right? They just, like, played their cards and hoped we didn't have it. It's a pre-extraction. Yeah, Sand seems fine. Not amazing, but fine. It's got a bridge and a trophy for pseudo interaction. It's got a little bit of mill things going on. Temple Garden, Bogle. You can always tell when they're casting a multicolored spell like that because it hangs for half a second. This matchup involves 4 Ley Lines of Sanctity too. What are the odds we're dead here? I guess Ensnaring Bridge is pretty good. Game 1, Bridge might single-handedly win, right? Just start casting my cards here ASAP. If we hit an Ethereal Armor, I want to get rid of that because Ethereal Armor is the card that gives them the most damage. Do I just take their Daybreak Coronet? How do we feel about taking Daybreak Coronet? I guess if they give this a bunch of power, I'm okay with that. I also just like kind of want to play this sooner rather than later. Well. If it isn't the 1/1 Slippery Boy. If it isn't the 1/1 Slippery Boy. No main deck ley lines. Okay. Okay. They don't have answers to Bridge game 1. They should be. This should be a Stone Cold killer if we get it down and get our hand empty. That is Spirit Link. Whenever this Bogle deals damage, my opponent gains that much life. If you play Bogles, you understand the non-attack. It's very fragile right now. If you can private message me the name of a magic card that they're playing around by not attacking into my untapped basic island, I will untime you out. One basic island doesn't cast Snapcaster Mage. All right. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Do 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 do. Is the trap out matchup? Nah, I said 1 card, so that's 2. Yes, trap. Is the trap out? Nah, I don't think they run enough creatures for Incursion. They usually have a lot of Totem Armor things, which makes Bontus leave a bit to be desired. Like, I have 4 trophies for Spirit Dancer. I'm just gonna click submit. That seems just too clunky. Hand's fine. Needs a bridge, but like once we find a bridge, we'll hopefully be able to have our hand pretty empty for it. Trim Orb because it's a bridge heavy matchup. That makes sense. It's a Krabby Patty, Krabby Patty, Krabby Patty. Field of Ruin now. Let's see if they're going to start going in on this Arbor, if they have a core to follow this up. Why do so many modern decks have darkness in the board? What does so many mean? There aren't that many modern decks that I'm aware of that play darkness in the board. It's like exactly this deck in Ad Nauseam. I mean, to be fair, oh, there's a save targets button on that thing. I should definitely do that. Yeah, Totem Armor does protect them from Field of Ruin. Alright, well, if they don't have an answer to this Ensnaring Bridge, we'll win the game, and if they do have an answer to the Ensnaring Bridge, we'll die. Welcome to Modern, enjoy your stay. I am the NNN, thank you for the 3-month resub. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way again this month. Welcome back, I appreciate that. Save targets, always yield. Gosh, look at that. Look at that efficiency. We don't mess around here, Klets. We've got all the technology. We're basically R&D. Lone Phoenix ended 3-2, I believe. 3-2 sounds right. Would like to destroy your Spider Umbra. Yeah, and the crab should mean we can race the orb on ourselves. I'll get back to you once I've joined WotC and made a 1/1 flash creature for you. Thanks for the 5 bucks. Welcome back. Was that really more important than backup bridge? Yeah, I guess that's fair. I kind of just wanted to be resource efficient that turn. But I guess if I was forced to chump block with Crab, I'd be incredibly sad. I think I just leave most things on top here because I'd prefer not to. I'd prefer not to get milled out by my own orb. Come be ensnared in my trap, children. They have 16 cards left. I feel like whenever we play this deck, it's just like a testimonial to how good Bridge is in Modern. It's like, come watch how messed up and sorry, Ensnaring Bridge, I said Orb. Come watch how messed up Ensnaring Bridge is. The triggers on the stack turn into Eldrazi card frames because Magic Online is a quality piece of software, which has actual 0 issues. This deck is all the evidence that you need 56 other cards that don't matter when you have Ensnaring Bridge. The orange icon in the bottom left of my crab was that I had auto-save targets for it, so that way it always automatically targeted my opponent. Sure. this the best Sultai deck in Modern? Maybe? I don't know, the Sultai control deck we played on stream a few times felt pretty good. Alright, this is League number 4 for today, so how much RAM is Moto using? 2.8 gigawatts. We should probably kill it with fire here momentarily. My opponent's in the tank, let's kill it with fire right now. You've been terminated. Get it, kill it, good. Get it, got it, good. Do you mind telling what distribution of Elixir you're using? Always the latest Ubuntu LTS. Moto crashed when it tried to reload the game state. Un moment. Oh, Moto. Man, I really need to shave. The neck beard's coming through on the big camera. I'm slovenly, chat. Slovenly. You rushed it and wanted a real dap. Need to get a fedora, right? All right, I burned a minute and a half doing that. How long until we are we're back up on clock on our opponent? Probably not long. All right, Tron matchup's like pretty decent with this deck. That being said, I don't have a surgical in our opener. But this deck has a better Tron matchup than some of the other decks in the format. And like Orb into Fraying Sanity into Glimpse is like a pretty quick clock here. Are they gonna activate my trap card? Yep. So do I should do this now, probably. So I really want to draw Surgical this turn so I can take their minds away. Hedron Crab. You're going crazy, opponent. You're going crazy. Hopefully they just cast a Worm Coil next turn. They cast Karn. How much does it cost to put a standard deck in the queue? Also, what are the chances of you allowing a $50 meme deck to be played? I'm more likely to allow a meme in standard, probably for less money than that. Well, if you have your heart set on giving me $50, I'm happy for that. I'm happy to take it. Adding decks to the queue for subscribers is only $7. Or is only $10. I'm sorry, I was looking at 7, man, and I said 7. So the reason why the casting cost in my corner is 10 is because that's how much it costs to add a deck to the queue. So if they don't take Fraying Sanity here, they're dead. I guess they could exile a card from my hand. They took Fraying Sanity. Good call. Good call, opponent. You figured it out. You solved the puzzle. All right, down to 18 cards, down to 17 cards, down to 14 cards. So another trap will be lethal here. Yeah, we could potentially just race them here. I'm so unused to Jeff not conceding with turn 3 card results. Listen, I'm very adamant about the fact that I only concede when we're dead, right? And like, people just love to send me money to play decks that never beat Tron's good draws is what it comes down to. So I'm gonna mill them in response to this to give them fewer choices in their deck. Yeah, I'm like, Oboro is a repeated mill 3 as long as Krabby Patty stays in play. Sounds good, Conqueror. Feel free to put it through the deck submission for him, and I'll get back to you tonight. Milled the Glimpse, sad that was lethal. So I assume we're gonna lose our Krabby Patty here. Bridge doesn't accomplish a whole lot. Let's be honest, a good Tron draw only loses the mirror. Maybe if you're on the play. I don't know. I think they're supposed to take Crab, right? Like, they only have 8 cards in their deck. Is this Karn going up to restart the game? This Karn might go up, restart the game. Really? Okay. Okay. Doesn't holding the bridge have more value than playing it? Now they won't plus ever. I don't want them to plus. Why? What value is there in holding? People are telling me to hold the bridge. What does holding the bridge do? What does it play around? Why is it meaningful? We drew lethal, by the way. Can you recommend an app to track a paper collection? I cannot. I don't have a paper collection to track. This, how do we feel? How do we feel about this? How do we feel about this? Like a couple of bridges, but it's definitely not a 4-bridge matchup. Seems fine. There aren't duresses in my sideboard. Those are copies of Darkness. I know, tiny screens, 1 mana black cards to start with D. Doesn't love a good bridge. I punted game 3. I dismembered the wrong thing. Which is fine. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to attend their championship anyway, so probably better off that somebody qualifies that can actually go. Collective Brutality only takes instants and sorceries, which is not a lot of cards out of the opponent's deck. Maybe. I never say yes or no to decks before I look at them. Filling out the forum gives me an organized way to look at decks before I say yes or no. Yeah, we're probably dead to turn 3 Karn, said most modern players everywhere. I forgot to trap them. Shh, I forgot to trap them. It's fine. If we live, we have a Field of Ruin. It's going to do the thing anyways, but I forgot to trap them. I'm aware I forgot to trap them. The builds without Bedlam Reveler seem really good. When we played the builds with Bedlam Reveler in the past, they felt really clunky and awkward. But like things close to Miriam's build seem pretty reasonable. I just like am not beating this card, right? Super Slink, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Turbo Crab, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here you got a real crab problem over there, opponent. Here you got a real crab problem. Would you consider Pack Rat in the sideboard of this? Why? What does it do? What problem are you fixing? Why is it a worthwhile addition? What issue do you envision us having, or that you know that we have, that Pack Rat fixes? Like, those are the kind of questions you want to ask yourself with something like that. I don't think so, Remicide. You can always check my YouTube channel for everything. I play a lot of things, so sometimes it's hard to keep track of it. Yes, we do eat the spheres, actually. That's a good point. I like that suggestion, Pike. Oh, Olimar. Sorry, it was right under your comment. You can take credit, Pike. Just shut up and take credit. Turbo mill, doo-doo-doo, 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 doo-doo-doo. Gonna turbo mill my opponent, doo-doo-doo, 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 doo-doo-doo. They're down to 26 cards, 25 cards, These lands are better than Glimpses. That's true. They're not quite as good as a trap. Hey, listen, this is turn 3 and there are only 25 cards left in their deck, chat. They are half dead. Thank you very much. How'd you feel if Watsu was behind submitting some of these donation decks? That's great. Give me more of your money. I just cashed the checks, chat. I don't care who sends them in. Love it. They exiled their own Tron piece. Oh no. Oh, I misclicked. There's been a horrible misclick, chat. Is that gonna cost me? They should be 3 cards lower. They should be 6. They should be 13 cards. Yeah, it means a fetch land isn't lethal next turn. Archive Trap would be lethal next turn. Just a friendly reminder to folks in chat, if you want to give criticism on either my play or my opponent's play, you always need to be constructive and specific. So if you see something that you think is a mistake, you should say why it is a mistake and how it could be done better. Otherwise, you're going to take a quick 10-minute break. I have Oboro in play, and if I keep a land in my hand, it's just gonna get eaten by card. I have Oboro to sidestep Mr. Carnage. We're also through 3 crabs, is also true. Thought not Seer. Tilt. I was really aggressive with my health total. Yeah, really need a trap. Could use some shardless agents. Two more draws. We have 4 traps in our deck. Worth noting that Glimpse the Unthinkable would be lethal if I had not misclicked. Thank God there's no justice on this stream. Otherwise, this would be real embarrassing. Got that 3-2 life. Hashtag 3-2 life. Top deck hero. Boom, 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 boom. Never forget, Magic is a high skill game, low variance, better player always wins. If you make a mistake, you definitely get punished. This is the Sultai mill deck that we've played a bunch on stream in the past. I like this configuration a lot. It's got a lot of good tools in it. Like I said, the question you have to ask yourself for if a matchup is okay for this deck is Ensnaring Bridge good or Surgical Extraction good? If the answer to both those questions is no, this deck is probably going to have a very hard time winning against something like Burn, for instance. But decks that lose to Ensnaring Bridge and lose to Surgical Extraction, both covers a lot of the modern metagame. Like, if you have a Venn diagram of loses to Bridge, loses to Surgical, like, that covers most of the format, one of those two. All right, what are we doing? We're wrapping up with Bring to Kiki. I think it's Glittering Bring to Kiki, actually.